Hey, what's
Oh,
up? How are you?
Mark, how are you?
I'm good. Life's good. Hopefully the hat's okay. Is this okay? Is this like?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. It's funny that you, never mind. I'll tell you a little something about you in this hat later. Uh, for everyone just joining us in the live, welcome. It is Night's Live with Kirby Gwen, and we are honored to be joined by one of the stars, the MVP, honestly. I've been seeing that title float around a lot on Twitter. Mark from Love is Blind. Welcome.
I need you to walk around everywhere with me, honestly, because if I get that entrance everywhere I go, I swear, like it's just gonna be like nothing but positive vibes every day.
Done. Well, Mark, welcome. Have you ever been to Detroit?
Have I ever been to Detroit? I haven't. Being from Chicago and everything, I don't know. Me and the Detroit Pistons don't get along. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh. But you know what? You live in Atlanta, and I feel like everybody who is from Detroit at some point, most of them moved to Atlanta. So I'm sure you have a Detroit friend or two, even if you don't know it.
Oh, for sure. Me and Lauren. So it's funny that you say that. Like, Lauren is one of my really close friends. Lauren and Cameron both. That like we're like this. Like they're like my favorite people in the world. So they're just super amazing. I love like me and Cam talk like every other day.
Oh, I love that. I love knowing that now. Lauren, we got a chance to talk to her like about a couple days ago before we found out that she did say the I do. And she had nothing but good things to say about you. So it was really dope to know that you actually are as great as we saw you on the show.
Stop it. No, I made a promise to myself before I went on this show that like I was going to be 100% myself no matter what. I'd never even been in front of camera before. Like,
really?
Like when you see the first scene and I walk in and I literally go, oh shit. Like, I'm sorry if I can't say that. That's because I stared at every single camera and I was like, oh wow. And like, I had like this like moment of like, I'm about to freeze right now. Oh God. And then I was just like, I'm just going to be myself. Yeah.
So that's great because how did you end up on this show?
So funny thing, they actually slid in my DMs. So
really,
when that saying it goes down in the DMs, it does go down in the DMs.
Look, that's some good opportunity to be in your DMs. Normally, it's just never mind.
Well, I just kind of viewed it of like, well, they never said it was. They never told us it was for Netflix until like we got there. So talk about like 3 months later, right? So I was, they've slid in my DMs, and it was like a questionnaire, and it was like, but if you're not interested, you can send this to someone else. And I was like, yeah, why not? I'll fill this out, right? And so I filled it out, and I did a Skype interview, and the guy, it was like an hour and a half, and he was like, well, we just did the Skype interview. If you don't hear from me in like a month, then like we didn't pick you. But if you hear from me, then like we're interested. So be on the lookout. I actually forgot I even filled out the questionnaire. So I was just like, all right, why not? So I just, whatever. So then I got in touch with the producer after that. And then they made me do all this process of like a psych evaluation, a 250 questionnaire that was more in depth than I've ever in my entire life. It was worse than the SAT. It was it was just everything about me and my life and what makes me. And so like, I didn't know I was going to be on the show until 2 weeks before I got like there. So,
wow.
Yeah, because I was a year younger than their cutoff. Their cutoff was 25. I was 24 at the time.
Wow. So, well, speaking of years, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday. It looks very lit. Yes.
I had a good time. I had a homecoming in Chicago, so it was really good to go back home.
For those of you who are just joining us on the live right now, Mark is one of the phenomenal cast members from the pods of Love is Blind. Mark, you on this show, like it's so beautiful to see that we got to take a peek into the relationship with you and your mom, and just how close you guys are. Yeah. How was that? Because I know you had to not be able, or you weren't able to speak to your family for a large amount of time. What did your mom say when you were like, yeah, you can't call me for X amount of weeks? So she seemed like she was having that.
So Latin moms, I don't know if you've ever had like Latin friends or like Latin moms. They're very like, what are you doing? What did you say you were doing? And I feel like that's just people in general, like, their moms and stuff. I'm not more so from what my experience is. Like my mom is always like, wait, what are you getting into? And I was like, listen, Mom, the one thing I love about her is that she's always supported me in everything I do, whether that's, playing football. Funny thing that you say that is like, I actually signed consent to play football without her permission. I don't know if it's like bad to say now.
Not her baby.
Right? And she was like, you're not playing that. You're not doing football. And I ended up playing football. I ended up playing college football later on. So it was funny how like even though I did that, she's always supported me, and it never changed even on this show. When before I was going to go, I was like, hey Mom, like, I just want to do this. You never know. Like imagine being 24 and you find the love of your life. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing that I'm a hopeless romantic. I don't know if you could tell from the whole show or anything. But like for me, it's like if you're 24 and you can find this, like hell yeah, like why not go through it, right?
Right.
And I've never been to see. I didn't watch that much reality TV before, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into, honestly. So.
Have you before the show, or I mean, maybe even now? Had you ever been on any of like the apps dating?
So here's the thing. I feel like I'm more of a in-person kind of guy where like, or I talk on the phone, but I feel like you don't really get my whole personality because I'm very like, I love talking to people and I love connecting and I love just getting to know people. But like when I'm on an app, it's kind of like photo, brief description, and then it's like, I don't know about this guy. All right, whatever. Next. Which is what's so funny because I was never good at those apps. I went on like one Tinder date my entire life, and like it never went anywhere. It was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, bye.
I know the DMs are popping now. Like you don't even have to tell me what's in there, Mark. Like I know. I just know. How is love life? No, you know what? Let's save that. Let's go into something else. I want to take it back to the show when you were in the pods, and you're getting to know these people.
Yeah.
Reflecting now on how the show has played out and the way things have played out, was there anybody else in the pod that you're like, maybe I wish I would have maybe gave that relationship a little more time?
You know what's crazy, and it sounds like a cliche answer. To be honest, no, because I made a lot of sisters and brothers in this whole experience. People that like I still connect with and hold really near and dear to my heart. Like I said, Lauren and Cameron, you know, even me and G are really good friends, and me and Damien are really close. Like there was, I gave it, once I found that connection with Jess, and I tried to like get to know all the girls and like, hey, let me try to ask this question, get romantic. But it wasn't like, you ever feel like it's like you were on a date with someone and even though you're trying to say like everything like, or be flirty, it just doesn't like connect. And there's nothing wrong with them. It just,
right.
I think for me, it built into more friendships than it did like relationships that I could see myself with.
It was so dope, like to see you in that moment where I know, like it almost seemed like Jessica kind of had you on the fence for a second, and then she came back around and you were like, look, let me tell you something. Like, this is who I am. You're not gonna play me. Like, it was just so dope because I think that everybody was hoping that you would do that. But again, we know, unfortunately, you guys, well, I don't know, maybe it's fortunately, you guys didn't get married. And I know that along with that, that's probably been a healing process for you because the show was taped over a year ago.
Yeah. So
what is it like to have to watch everything that happened now and have people like me all up in your business like, so?
It honestly, well, it's great because I love to, it's okay to talk about it now, right? It's like you go into this, like, when I got done with the show, you know, it's such an intense experience that no one really understands except the people that went through it, right? And the whole thing was we were just trying to figure it out. I mean, we were just in there and like, you know, thinking about building that connection, that love. And like, I didn't have my friends and family in the beginning to be like, can help me. So it was all decisions on me. I couldn't be more thankful for it. I've become a better man, communicator. I'm more forward thinking of my career. I'm like my business, and only because I've expanded my mind, because this whole experience was like an emotional boot camp. You know, if there was one thing I needed to work on and like my brain, it was like, all right, like how do you like build a connection with someone to go into a marriage, right? Not necessarily like, I think prior it's like, oh, how do I go into it to go into a boyfriend girlfriend relationship? It's like, no, like what are the things I need to be ready for to be a husband, right? And now I couldn't be more ready than ever to say, like, I understand what my character is, my morals, my values, and what I look for. How do I set healthy boundaries that a lot of people overlook just because of the superficial? To me, like, it's not about just like being hot or pretty or having like a nice body. It's like, no, it's like, how do we connect on a spiritual, emotional level that, I don't know, it's just that I feel like I think about you when I walk away. Like, how did our conversation, we don't notice time when we're talking, and like, that's what means the most to me.
Listen. Oh, Jessica. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I know you talked about, you just mentioned like the superficial, the being hot or not, but I just must say for a moment, because me and my girlfriends, we have had this conversation, and I would be remiss not to say this while you're on the line. There were comments being made about how attractive you were. I need to affirm you right now, my brother. You fine, okay? like,
you.
girl, what? Hello,
Thank you.
me and the rest of the world. How was that? How did that feel? I mean, to see somebody say that, or are you just that confident? You're like, girl, she was tripping.
Yeah, I for me, like I said, I made that promise to be myself, and like I deep down in my heart knew it was something deeper. Like we're like, we battled like, the superficial, and then we battled the, the age thing, because obviously she said yes to me. So, and she knew it in the pod, right? She said it, and then like said yes to me into to get engaged. And so to me, it was never that. I think it went just down to like the intensity of the whole situation of trying to figure out what this whole thing is and what it all means. And so it never, I think, I had to deep dive into what happened and really reflect. And like, it never affected me on who I think I am and like what my perception of myself is, because like no one can do that to me except myself, like,
Period.
I think we let people like dictate what we think we are. And too many times it's like, no, it's just like, you got to feel what you feel. And like, if I look good and like, like whatever, like a big hoodie, like I'm going to look good in a big hoodie. Like,
say that. Now,
what
I got a chance to ask Lauren this, and it was a very interesting response. When you guys got to the point where after, you've said I do, you're whisked away to this beautiful honeymoon. And then there's a point where you get to meet the other couples. When you saw the other ladies, was there ever a point where you're like, that's you? Or like, was there anyone that shocked you when you actually found out what they looked like?
Well, it's funny because like you listen to everyone's voice, because we all dated everybody. So like I got to know like Amber and Lauren were like the people that I was with the pods with the most, because we were like friends, right? But we talked all the time about everything, and we connected that way. And when I saw all the girls, I was like, holy crap, they're all beautiful. I was like, holy crap, like how did this happen where, no one ended up with someone that was, whether it was, I think it was just beautiful and not just unattractive physically. Like I got to know everybody for who they were. And so it was weird to kind of like connect them and like, this is what they look like physically, but like, I know who you are without even seeing you. So it was really cool to see that.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever regret, well, not regret, sorry, that's not the word I want to use. To the bachelor, there was a bachelor and bachelorette party. The ladies got a stripper. Y'all got like a card night. Were you ever like, Netflix, dang, like that's
hey, Netflix, maybe they had a tighter budget than we thought. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was cool because like, I mean, it was really awesome when we had our bachelor party to like meet you really got to see who the guys were based on their friends, right? And like, I got to know who Cameron was if you saw his friends, and I got to know, Damien and his friend, and like my best friend got to meet. So it was like worlds colliding. And so it may not have looked as crazy, but like we were still like this rah-rah group of guys that were like, let's throw some dice, let's go. Like, like going crazy. Like I'm over there going all in. I felt like I was in Casino Royale,
I want to go back to your mom for a moment, because again, this was actually I have to ask this because my best friend, she wants to know. She was like, he just looks so sweet, and like his relationship with his mom, does he know how to cook? She was
my God.
Like,
my mom,
do you know how to cook?
Oh, do I know how to cook?
Yes.
Yeah, I that's one of those things that like I don't just bust that out and say like I know how to cook. I'm more of like I'm gonna surprise you this, and they're like, oh, like you know how to cook this? I'm like, I learned a little something.
So what's your starter dish? Like, you ease her in with like some chicken, and then you let her know like you can make a steak.
So I'm gonna give you an insight on one thing that I really like to make. All right.
Okay.
And imagine this, right? It's a dinner date. I won't say candlelit. It's like, we got red wine. I'm a Cab fan, so Cabernet. I'm gonna pour this red wine with it. So I make this thing called Hasselback chicken. All right. So I get 2 chicken breasts, one for me, one for whoever. And I cut slits into the chicken breast, not all the way through, just enough. And then, so what I'll do is I'll saute ricotta cheese with spinach, and I'll saute that. And then with the slits, I'll put salt and pepper, and then I'll put the ricotta cheese and the spinach in the slits. I'll put mozzarella cheese on top, and then paprika on top to give it that smoky like taste. And then
paprika now.
Bake it for 20 minutes, and so the mozzarella cheese crusts over, and then you get like a smoky cheese taste with the chicken, with the ricotta cheese.
Look, let me tell you something. You went beyond salt and pepper. I applaud you, okay? This is not your average 25-year-old, ladies.
Hey, 26 now. I was 25.
26, I'm sorry, 26.
Don't worry.
Okay.
That's just, I learned. I picked up a few things when my mom started cooking. I'm like, I don't look that hard. And then just like trial and error. I was like, I got to feed myself.
You're really close with your sister. We get a chance to see her on the gram a lot. I think that's so dope.
Yeah. We're like twins. We're like twins.
Yeah. I was like, that's so cool. I was like, I know a lot of people, they do not hang out with their family like that. But, you know, sisters, they would do anything for you.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
When your sister found out that Jessica did what she did, was she ready to like square up?
I mean, I think she was like rest of the world. She's just kind of like, yo, I'm about to throw hands. Like, I didn't know that's what it was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody like saw what it was. And even myself, like I was madly in love. Like I was in it, in the experience. And I just was trying to take it day by day. And like whatever reaction was taken from it, like, I think it was just like what was shown. And to me, my sister's always going to care about me no matter what. And she's always going to, she literally always has my back. And she's my little sister. So that's what's crazy. Yeah. So my birthday's March 1st and hers is March 24th. So we're like Irish twins because our birthdays are a year apart. So, and we've always celebrated birthdays together. We've always been together, like elementary school, middle school, high school, even college. Funny thing, like I transferred to the same college. And so we've just always been connected. And I know she's always had my back.
Okay, last Jessica question, and then we're going to move on and play a really fun game.
Okay.
Well, I hope it's fun. Online, on Twitter, the response to the show, if you type in Jessica, literally it says like the villain. How do you feel about people portraying her as a villain? Because I know that there are things about her that we probably didn't get to see. I mean, outside of that dog and that wine. But I mean, how do you feel about people calling her a villain of the show?
I don't think it's, you know, it's not, I want to say I don't think it's fair, but I think it's one of those things of like, we were these two people that we found this connection, right? And when we were going through it, now where all the lights are on us, right? Everyone's watching the show. I think even when we were during it though, like it was just so intense that we all handled things differently. And I was just trying, hey, I'm going to be patient. And cause my mom always told me like, love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't envy, you know, doesn't boast. And so for me, like whatever someone needs to get through what they need to get through, like I'm here. Like I'm always going to be there. I'm always going to be that guy, that rock that's like, I'm not going to push you over the edge to like, I don't know, you need to be where I'm at because it's unfair, you know? And maybe I was all in and for sure, because I was all in, they may have intimidated her, but like, I wanted her to get there to herself naturally because you never want to be in a relationship where someone feels stuck. And that would have done a disservice to her and me if like I forced her to feel a certain way because that wouldn't have been fair. And so for me, like I just want people to understand that like she's a normal human being with a heart and a family and someone that like is very career driven. I have nothing but respect for her. Like she's a hustler. You want to talk about hustler? Like she literally talk about the come up. She's like the type of person that just goes and just like gets what she wants. And like whatever that is that someone can relate to it, that she's just another person and that just has feelings too. So I really hope that people take compassion in that and say like, she was just trying to figure it out.
I can tell you got a praying mama. I really can. Are you Catholic or Christian? Or can I ask?
Yeah, that's good. Christian. Christian.
Okay.
My parents grew up Catholic, but when they came over to the States, they were like, we want to be Christian. And so I was raised in a Christian household.
I know. Wherever congregation that you may be a part of, somebody is at the church lighting a candle and be like, please let that be my son-in-law. Like, have you had a lot of mothers come up to you like, so?
No, you know, it's funny. Like I've had like definitely a lot of. So I'm a personal trainer in Buckhead, Atlanta, and I do group fitness. So I'm on a microphone and like different time slots or different types of people. In the 9:30, it's a lot of like older women and like mom, but they love me. They're like, oh my God, I love you. Like even before the show, they're like, oh, it's like you. It's like, that's so crazy. And like, you're just so sweet. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to take the compliment because I'm just like, well, I was just being myself. Like, thanks. I appreciate it. But like, they've always been super sweet to me.
I know ladies coming in there with the loosest leggings on.
I can't.
All right. Let's play a quick game. It is just a simple game of this or that. Now, we know that the reunion is coming out tomorrow, and there will be more tea spilled. Maybe you might even tell us that you're already involved with another relationship. You may tell us that that you and Jessica worked it out. We would never know. But for the ladies who just may want to know a little bit more about you, these are a couple of questions I'm going to ask, give you two options, and you just tell me which one you prefer of the two. Okay? Ready? All right. Monopoly or Scrabble?
We're going that. Okay. All right. Damn. The first one. Ooh. I would say Monopoly. I played that a lot more growing up. That was like yeah.
Have you ever finished a game of Monopoly?
We always got in fights. So I have too many cousins to finish a game of Monopoly. We'd always stop, play basketball, and then be like, come back to them. Like, look, I'm trying to beat you up.
Right? Hip hop or R&B?
Oh, that's I'll go R&B just to stick with my home. Yeah, I'm a R&B soul.
Child. And you play the guitar. Lord, green juice or oatmeal?
Wait, what was that?
Green juice or oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Okay. Yoga or running?
Running. I'm a runner. I'm really fast.
Okay. Snapchat or IG?
IG.
Okay. New York or LA?
Oh, see, I went to New York for the first time to do press, and I fell in love with that city. Like, the energy of New York is just like, I'm going to have to go with New York right now because it really left, like, a really good mark on me.
Okay. Movies or Netflix and chill?
Movies. I love going to the movies. That's like, me and my family used to do that every Friday night when I was, like, a kid all the way up until, like, middle school. We didn't even care what movie was out. We would just go every Friday night.
What's the last good movie you saw?
Oh, Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh, I did not
see
that.
And Bad Boys 2. Or not Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys, the new one.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Big dog guy.
Okay. Chocolate or vanilla?
Yo, I can't. I'm gonna go chocolate.
Okay, all right. Drake or Future?
Drake.
Hulu or Netflix?
Netflix. I'm contractually obligated to say that, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
You said what?
I said I'm
right. I was like, oh, let's get it right.
Right.
All right, Matt. So I said Matt. Mark. The reunion is on tomorrow. We're actually tonight at midnight or 3 a.m.?
3 a.m.
Okay. We've already seen that it's going to be a time. So people are going to tell some tales and get things together. There's going to be tea spilled and information given. Will we be shocked by anything you say in the reunion?
I think the reunion is very therapeutic. I think everybody gets the closure that they deserve, or if they needed it, or if they needed to get something off their chest. And and I will say the only thing I can say is that I'm the same old Mark, same old me. I made that promise to myself before the show, and I've kept it even after the show that I'm always going to be myself, and I was like that in the reunion. So I think everybody's going to still stick with that.
Okay, all right. And before we let you go, also, like, you are a fitness trainer. You said in Buckhead.
Yep.
What are some of the projects that maybe we can see you or support you in coming up?
Yeah, so later this month, I'm going to have a pop-up event. I will of like just having a DJ with music, and so what I do, I'm on a microphone, and I'm going to have like this whole choreographed like workout that I want to have as many people out there to, just to support and hang out for free. I'm not going to charge. I just want like the community to come together over fitness and just exercise, because too many times people shy away from it because they feel like they don't know what to do. When in reality, I'm like, listen, like group fitness is like the one thing where you don't have to think about it. You just go and do it. And if I can be that guy that can kind of help people kind of come together and like work out and release those endorphins and be happy, then I got 55 minutes to change someone's day. So I'm like super excited for that. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we see a Tybo reboot coming from you very soon.
I'm going to shave my head. All right. So
yes. That's what I was going to say too. My friend and I, we had this big debate. You look fine in a hat. Let me tell you, hat is a good look on you. Okay. I feel like there are things that I'm forgetting to ask you. So I will say this: if there is ever any way we can support you, or if you're ever in the Detroit area, please come through the show. You are more than welcome to come back. And thank you.
This has been my I will say this has been my favorite interview by far of all the press, and because of your energy and like real true passion for what you do, and like you're really good at like just connecting with who you're talking to, and I really appreciate that because I really love that.
Make me cry. I will cry.
You can cry. It's okay. I cry. You saw me cry, so it's okay. We're here. Emotional support.
Just emotional. Well, we'll definitely be watching. I'm just gonna stay up till 3 a.m. and I will be watching the reunion for Love Is Blind. It airs on Netflix. And Mark, thank you for being here.
Kirby, thank you so much for having me. Seriously, I appreciate it. Much love.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Tell your mama we said hi.
Oh, for sure. I will do. All right. Take care. Have a
bye.
Bye.